Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I'm, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and I have with me two of our fellow ranters with us. Hello, Mila.
Hello.
And hello, Larry.
Hey, hey.
And we're going to empty seat for Bruno. Oh, it's so sad.
Oh,
so sad.
Bruno.
So we're going to be missing Bruno for the next 4 episodes since we'll be recording 4 episodes today, and Bruno's off today. So we wish him well. He's home with the kids. The wife's away. He's on daddy duty today, so we're going to miss him. One of the movies we're going to be reviewing is the one he picked, so we'll just review it for him.
yeah.
Sounds good. So our first one we're working on today is the next one in our line of Flashback February. This is Mila's pick.
Yeah.
Mila, would you like to tell everybody what we're working on today?
We are working on Signs, one of my guilty pleasure movies.
Signs. Notice I say we are working on Signs today because, God damn it, it was a trudge to get through this. It was.
I don't know. It seems like actually a quick watch. You know,
Quick
it was
watch.
Super quick. Not
I mean, it's only an hour and 46 minutes. It came out.
I was glad for that.
Sure, yeah, it was about an hour and 45 minutes too long, but the credits were great. Some really funky credits.
Yeah.
Mila, this is your movie.
This is all you.
Oh, yeah.
So you get to go through the description. You get
Give
to
us
go to the rundown of the
synopsis.
movie.
Oh, the
Yes,
synopsis.
before we get into the,
All right, so basically, we've got our not retired, a priest that quit being
Reverend.
a priest, reverend.
I have a issue with this whole Reverend priest father thing, but we'll get into
Anywho,
that.
so he used to be
Larry has an issue.
reverend because Larry, do you have issues?
That's what I do. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be that person.
Yes.
All right, so we've got
Bruno's
our
our science officer.
Yep.
yeah, our reverend who is no longer a reverend because allegedly he has lost his faith after losing his wife to a car accident. And we've got his 2 kids. I don't remember any of their names. No, there's Graham and somebody and someone else. And then there's the uncle.
Uncle.
Mark.
Mike, Joe, Jingle Hammerschmidt.
No, it's something.
So Meryl.
There we go.
Meryl.
By Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
there we go.
Yep.
I want to push his face in, Joaquin Phoenix.
More.
Oh, I can't stand him. This movie made him hate me.
It's got a face like a block punt.
Oh my God, it was really.
Oh my
fun. Thank you to the 3 geeky dads.
Yeah, right?
It's absolutely right. It's exactly the perfect way to describe it. This made me hate him. Movie hate him.
Wow. All right.
Strong opinions.
Oh God, you shouldn't use the word hate, but I fucking hate him.
Wow.
Well, we've got our cast of 4. And then it's basically about their like farm folk who suddenly start seeing signs, especially of aliens, like crop circles and news reports and lights in the sky. And aliens. It's aliens.
It turns out to be aliens.
It turns out to be aliens. And then they've got to, research and stuff, and they kind of deal with that in like both what do we do about the aliens way and what do we do about not like losing it way, you know? And it's a great movie about those things.
It's a great movie. The synopsis was crystallized perfectly.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm very good at summarizing.
I'm not going to lie, but that description of the movie was probably a lot more informative than the actual movie was. Because halfway through this movie, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why?
Well, because it does feel like there's sort of like the father losing faith type aspect of it, and then aliens.
Yeah.
It almost seems like there's 2 separate movies happening.
I saw like 4.
Okay, well, I got like 2 major movies.
Two major
two
plots.
I don't know what movie you guys are watching, but I thought it matched up
4 movies that are called
perfectly.
brought together as being Signs.
Yeah,
because it wasn't also only about signs of aliens, which is what you think. It's also about like signs
of the
Yes.
Lord and
the
faith.
Lord.
So we're gonna put that out there, because you said it right perfectly that it's what you think. Remember, this is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Right.
Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Shyamalan Ding Dong, and he's classic for the misdirection and the twist endings and all that kind of stuff. As he started off doing with Sixth Sense. and brought it through pretty much most of his movies at this point. You know what I mean?
Everything on one of his movies has that you think it's this.
Yeah.
Halfway through that, you're like, oh, it's not about that. It's about this. And then you're like, oh shit. At the end, you're like, oh, it's
actually this.
It's actually this. Right.
Yeah.
So those aspects when certain people do it, if it's done properly, I'm behind it.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel that with his movies, especially this one, like you said, Marco, it felt too disconnected. It felt like this was a movie that he was like, hey, I have this idea for this movie about a reverend who loses faith and he's trying to find this back. Like, well, I got this other movie about aliens who come and they want to take. Well, I got this other movie about this out of work, not out of work, but like this guy who was a really good minor league ball player who never made. Fuck. I only have budget for one movie.
So
let's put it all together. So it's like, for me, that's what I felt with this movie. Like, that's just my opening comments.
Sure. Our cast is basically about Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Rory Culkin plays Morgan Hess, and then Abigail Breslin plays Bo Hess. So those are the two kids.
Yeah.
That's your main cast.
What's your main?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not Shyamalan ding dongs in the movie.
So,
too.
Mila, what brought you to this movie? I was 2002. You were born in...
I was born in 2001.
Right, so you were a year old, so maybe a little young to be watching.
So, yeah. So, no, the thing is, what brought me to, my past with this movie is I had it on... My dad brought it on DVD.
Okay.
So, we had, this big book of DVDs, you know?
Money on this.
Yes. Because you went to watch it, and, the theater's, 3 times.
Sure.
So, they brought the DVD.
A lot of money on this.
Yes.
I watched this on streaming. I want my money back.
Yes.
Wasn't it free?
Right. I still want my money back.
Let her go.
So he bought the DVD. So when I was a kid, I would run through the DVDs that we had, and that one Signs we'd watch pretty frequently. I'd be like, oh, let's watch it. You know, it's one of those nights. So now, looking back, I'm like, man, that those are. It just makes me think of good times.
Yep.
You know, good times having it. Us reciting stuff from the movie, just one of those movies.
The good old days,
you know?
right? When life was easy, life was not complicated. You know what I mean?
Right?
All
Yeah.
the school and homework and a bullshit asshole boss and you know what I mean, to deal with at work.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially that last bit. Yeah.
I get it.
Especially the boss part. Yeah.
Yeah. The boss part. Yeah.
But that's again, and you
into this bus.
It's so slow. Watch out. It drips. This is what we're doing though for this month, right? Yeah, the oil drips down.
Got your oil.
Because you're under the bus and the oil.
Right. Yeah.
But that's what this month is about, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's all about that movie that it puts you in a spot when you watch it. You know, last week we talked about Legend and that stuff. You know, and Marco said Legend's not something that you would expect for me, but for me, Legend represents a Legend. Geez, the Labyrinth, right?
Right.
We didn't mention Legend.
We did talk, but I also had Legend in my mind too.
Yeah.
When we did Labyrinth last week, Labyrinth for me, it's a movie that it was a year. Those couple of years of innocence, right? Yeah. And I didn't have all those issues, and I absolutely loved that time. So when I watch Labyrinth, it brings me back to that. So Signs, horrible movie. Right. I mean, sorry, but for you, this was a great movie for you because it brings you back to that. It makes you think of that time.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what this month is about. It's not about, what movie...
The best movie out there.
The best movie out there. It's not about that.
I know this movie's not good, But the thing is, I can't watch it hating it.
Right.
I can't... I actually went in going
that's our job.
Okay, I'm supposed to I went in watching this going, I have to nitpick. I have to tear it apart. I gotta hate this movie. But I was like, I can't.
You can't.
I can't do it. I was like,
but the whole
when he
point
puts
is you should never go into a movie doing
all of it.
that. You should never go into any movie going, I want to hate this because I hate this. You should go into it with just nothing.
Right. And I couldn't do it.
Pre-agenda to it at all. Let me watch this movie for what it is and make my own decision.
Yeah.
And I love it. I hate it. Doesn't matter. I stand on my soapbox and die on the hill for it if I like it. If not, you know what I mean?
And that's just what it turned into. I was like, after watching, I was like, I guess I'm just gonna have to die on this hill.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
it's okay.
You like this?
I'll be one on the hill. I know I am.
You like this? You like the Tumblr? It's okay.
It's fine. See, that wasn't me. That was.
I don't know. The Tumblr's still cool though.
Tumblr's a piece of shit.
It's not my Batmobile.
It's not, but whatever.
You see the new Flash things? The Batmobile's coming back. Oh my god.
How is the Flash movie even coming out? Because didn't he like
so much money into
kidnap someone, make a call in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, we should keep him on.
Yeah.
But like one person tweets one thing, and they're like, we should kill them. We should kill them right now.
Yeah, I think with this, like you were just about to say, I think they just spent so much money on this movie. It's like we can't just
and they're kind of using it to reboot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is
it was like already done.
Yeah, and they're like, you know what, we're just gonna go on with it. We're not gonna see him after this. Yeah. Whatever.
Well, they're still wondering. They're still wondering.
Yeah, no, they haven't definitively said anything. I'm like, what?
I think like he pleaded out of like all 75 counts or whatever of everything that he did, and he's gonna do like a 2-year in therapy and house arrest. And
oh, good. Wow, he's
$25,000 fine, something stupid, like something
turned over a new leaf. This guy.
There's so much going on with him that I'm like, wait a minute, what did he do now?
Yeah.
He broke into what? He did who? What?
He kidnapped what? He made what? Huh?
Yeah.
He punched who?
Anyway, back to science.
Yeah, science.
Yeah, right.
So
speaking of crazy people.
Speaking of crazy. Good Lord.
In so many ways.
So, all right. So the elephant in the room, obviously, the worst part of the movie has to be the fact that the aliens. Everybody talks about this.
Yep.
The
and we have to bring it up now.
We have to. We have to at least get through this section of the aliens invade a planet to basically pillage it.
Yep.
For people and,
we figured that
harvest
out.
everything else. Mm-hmm. They raid a planet that's 70% covered with water, and that's their weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just literally just throw a cup of water on them and they die.
And that, I completely. That's
that
like.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
yeah.
There can be a way you kill the alien, but
other than water,
it can't be that. It can't be.
Yeah.
It
so
can't be the
stupid.
thing that the 70% is covered with. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't mind
them trying to find a way to kill the alien and make it difficult to make, or make it something easy, but not that. That didn't make it. That was just lazy and just that's plot hole.
I mean, that's another thing too. It's like when I'm watching this, it was.
The dumbest aliens they must galaxy.
Well,
like, did you no research?
Yeah, the thing
was there no recon to go?
Yeah.
Shit, they turn on their faucet, we're fucked.
Yeah,
they got hoses everywhere.
Well, apparently,
like, how did they not notice?
And there's no ocean. There's water everywhere. There's rivers. There's ponds. And they got running water all over everywhere.
And like the only possible explanation maybe is if there's some strange planet where water's not even a thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like it. That made no sense for that to be it.
But the reality is, like, other than maybe their planet, how do you have life without that?
Well,
and, what other planet could you go to
that doesn't have water?
Life that you could actually pillage, whether it be humans or whatever, that doesn't have water? Isn't that kind of a prerequisite?
Well, that's more like I don't know. Maybe there is maybe a possibility.
This planet, yeah.
At this, yeah.
I mean, we need Bruno for this, but he's not here today.
Yeah, Bruno would love this.
Our science officer
topic.
is not here today.
I know.
To give us the lowdown on.
It's a shame.
I don't.
Planet
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think of is like what Mila was kind of alluding to is maybe the aliens themselves don't know that water kills them. So they see this planet, they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Because they've never seen it. They have no idea what it is. They get here, they're like, oh shit.
Which is, sorry.
But again, you said it though, what, they didn't have like a recon? They did. When the little kid is reading out of his UFO book, right? Yep. It says that it sends like a search party first to figure out the planet. The first couple aliens that came here, they go, hey, what's this stuff? Fuck, let's get the hell out of it.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Number 3 touched it, died, and the other 4 didn't go, fuck, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
That guy just died from touching that shit.
Although the thing is,
covers 30%
they kind of did do that. Because like the second night when they're actually invading, they left the next morning. They literally said that oh no,
and that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
and we're gonna jump right to it because he's in the closet now watching the TV, because you know the Mel Gibson doesn't want to watch TV, which I don't understand why. But all the aliens leave due to an ancient way of defense that we are not at liberty to discuss at this time. Was pretty much what the fucking newscaster said. And I went,
wait, what?
Exactly.
Wait, what did the newscaster say?
When the aliens take off, right? He goes in the closet, opens the closet, the TV's on.
Yeah.
The newscaster says that the aliens have all been gone due to an ancient way of defense, whatever, that we're not at liberty to discuss right now.
An ancient way of defense?
Fucking thank you! Yes, I swear to God, because it caught me and I went, wait, what?
I guess that could be water, but that's a really weird way of saying it.
Or like, it was like ancient way or old way or something, like, they couldn't just say,
sprinklers.
It fucking rained.
We used sprinklers, it rained.
Like, not for nothing, if we're trying to defeat these things, because the whole world is kind of like, what the hell's going on, right?
Sprinklers on, they'll stay away from your house.
Right.
Hey, we figured out a way, because somebody, the guy down the street, he turned on the water and the alien took off. Turn your fucking water on, everybody. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to tell the nation that? No.
Yeah, you show the world that.
An ancient way of defense.
Yeah, it was like, I'm playing with the words,
doesn't
but...
make any sense. Like, why would that be...
So I think
why would that be written in there? Because that would never... And I get the whole... I think it was Bruno bang on this, like, they have to make mistakes for the...
Right.
I get it, but that's bullshit. Like, that would never happen. The newscaster wouldn't hide that.
Right.
Like, hey, we can defeat these things early. Grab a cup of water.
Yeah.
Hold a cup of water wherever you go. Grab your Yeti and just fucking fling it at them when they come near you.
Yeah, the water guns, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah, it was a Super Soaker 5000.
That's it. Put all the AR-50s away. Just everybody grab a Super Soaker.
Right.
And let's go.
Yeah.
Boom,
done. Taken care of.
And I think that's another thing too. It's like
we're passing out Super Soakers to everybody.
when he was writing this movie again, like you see, there was like different. At least to me, it felt like there's a couple of different movies going on. Okay, we have these aliens. Shit. How do we get rid of them? I don't know. Fucking think of something. Fucking water sounds great. Write it in. I feel like it was like you said, it was lazy writing. It was choppy writing. It was just a way to end the situation. Like we need an ending to this. How do we do it? And the village was they swing away.
Oh, I hated the village.
So
oh my God.
On the village,
that one was horrible. I was like, are you kidding me?
It's actually worse.
That was so much worse.
We need an ending to this movie.
That was not your favorite.
Oh my God,
we need an ending to this movie. We need an ending to this movie. We need an ending to the movie. Fuck, just have them walk through the woods and shit. It's a highway. Oh
my God.
What the
We're in actually our time.
We're in time.
Horrible.
So that's how I feel like with this. It's like he was like, okay, we're gonna really fuck the people, and we're not gonna give them a real ending until something stupid. And oh shit, we don't have enough time. Quick, somebody write something in.
Well, you pull the whole like Martha bullshit. The easy out, like, all right, the mom said swing away. She's dying.
Yeah.
Which, good Lord, that was horrific.
That was
She's
bad.
Stuck between the cars.
Oh my
as soon as the thing moves, she's dead.
my God.
And that's happened in real life. Like, there was a train accident not that long ago where the dude was, like, stuck between the train and the fucking, like, landing. And as soon as the train moves, the guy's fucking dead.
Yeah.
So they called the guy's, like, family down and stuff like that to say goodbye.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because as soon as the train moved anyway to get the body out, dead. Because basically ripped him in half. And the only thing holding him together was the fact that he was squished.
Yeah.
Between the two. So that shit does happen. That wasn't the bad part.
That was horrible.
It's that whole foreshadowing of like swing away. What does that mean right now? Why would she say that?
Well, it didn't mean anything. But then it did.
But you got the sign because...
But it was a sign.
Was she hallucinating? Was she just because she was cut in half, basically? Was she, like, having a delusion and just said stupid words, like swing away, that mean nothing to him right then? But it's going to mean something to him later in the movie?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why the fuck would you say that?
Right, but
it's not like
she's
she's
dying.
It's not something you say, like, your son or whatever, like, you're dying, or, like... When
well,
like, I love you.
Well, I mean, well, she says like all the things like, hey, tell the kids this and this and that, and so she's going like through this whole monologue of things.
Yeah.
And for him, that's what he did. He was a minor league ball player. He had the record for the longest home run, which was like 500 and whatever feet. So that was kind of like her thing, just like, hey, tell him just to fucking swing away. And, you needed that callback for when Mel Gibson, and I have it written down here, the faithful becomes the faithless, then becomes paranoid. Because you see that, like, he becomes, like, super paranoid, yeah. So at that part, and it took me a minute to go, why would you swing at the alien that's holding your kid? And that was actually pretty done. I was like, oh, because his lungs shut down, so he wasn't breathing. And then it made me go, well, not for nothing, when it takes about 4 minutes for the brain to, like, with lack of oxygen to kind of go, boo. That kid looked like he was out for a good amount of time. How do they EpiPen the shit out of him?
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't mind that little write-off.
Yeah.
Like I didn't mind that because I was like, oh, okay, now I know why the air poison didn't kill the little kid. He couldn't breathe it in. His lungs were shut off. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool scene. Was like that moment with like the kid.
Yeah, but then we got Joaquin Phoenix beating the shit out of this alien that's fucking 2 feet tall and with a fucking bat.
No.
Well, I thought him
this alien got nothing else? Like he had gas that came out of his wrist and that was it? No weapons or anything? Was just a tough dude?
Yeah, he's just they only use hand-to-hand combat. He's just
he sucked. He's got his ass up by Joaquin.
Larry.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess not.
Because he's really good at swinging that bat.
He's fucking swinging the shit out of that bat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still dying on the swing away thing. Like, just keep swinging would make more sense. Like, just keep.
Swing away. It's a baseball term. It's swing away is basically, hey, you know what? Swing at what you got. Swing at whatever if you see that ball coming and you feel that that's the way that's the ball you want to hit, swing away. Because usually in baseball, there's certain things like, okay, like don't pitch, this pitcher throws this first pitch, never swing at the first pitch, or don't swing the third pitch, it's take your time. So the batters just don't go up there with this predetermined thing going, some do. But there's this method that they go through their batting, like, and their pitching. So when somebody says, hey, swing away, it's like you got full reign of fucking try to crush the ball. Usually, because, again, so sometimes it's like, hey, you know what? We want to play small ball. We're not looking for home runs. Try to hit singles or doubles. Swing away is just fucking swing for the fences.
Launch it.
So that's what the whole swing away thing is.
Gotcha. See, I learned something today.
Well,
I'm not a sports person.
You're not a sports person.
I am not. Which is going to make March Madness fucked up for me.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. You kidding me?
It's going to be so rad. You go like, go sports ball. Yippee!
Sports! Yay!
Man, I love that.
Oh, yeah,
when there's
a little teaser for our next month.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Next month we're going to do March Madness. We're starting off with some pretty good ones. Rocky and Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good way to start off.
Themed movies, so that's what we're going to work on for March. That's
so
awesome. I'm excited for that one.
Signs. There was this movie, man.
So, were there any parts you liked about it, Larry?
No.
There it goes.
No. I mean, there was like one funny part. The kids, where they had the tinfoil hats on.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that
funny.
scene.
But then they come, like, he leaves. So Mel Gibson goes into the bedroom, the kids have their hats on. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He leaves, he comes back, now all three of them have their hats. And they're just sitting there on the couch. That made me laugh. I was like, all right, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But no, there was so many, again, there's so much about this movie that if they just stayed on one track, I would have been okay with. But it felt like there was so many different stories that got thrown at a wall. And he said, let's put everything together. Some of the terminology okay. Now, I need somebody to correct me. But I always thought a reverend is a reverend, a priest is a priest. Right?
Yeah, different faiths.
Right, different faith, right. Reverends don't dress like priests. I don't know if anybody's ever known that. Like,
this is out of my wheelhouse. I actually have no idea.
All right. So, and they don't call reverends fathers. They call them reverends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The whole movie, they're calling him father. He's dressed like a fucking priest.
Yeah.
Like, reverends don't normally dress like that. Like, yeah, he had the white collar. Reverends don't normally dress like that. So that kind of threw me off. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what? Because at the beginning of it, I didn't know that those were his kids.
You didn't?
No, because they kept calling him father. So I was like, all right, so he's a
priest. Don't get married.
But priests don't get married. So you're letting me know that he's a man of faith, that he is a father, he is a priest.
Right.
That he's retired. Like, he was like, hey, you know what? I'm out of the clergy. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. I got that. And now you got his brother, which is Uncle Merrill. Mm-hmm. I thought those were Merrill's kids.
Oh.
I didn't catch, because they don't call him dad or father. The kids don't. And he actually makes a reference that he goes, they stopped calling me father. And then everybody that calls him father, he's like, stop calling me father. I'm like, oh, so he's just, he's a retired, he's out of the clergy. Something clearly happened within the clergy that he didn't get with.
Oh.
But then it's like, oh wait, those are his kids. I'm like, well, wait a minute, how the fuck are those his kids if he was a priest? That's not how that works. Oh, he's a reverend. All right, why those are two different things. So that kind of that's.
Oh, that's weird. That's a weird oversight.
Yeah, so that one kind of bothered me.
I think that just got away from them.
A lot of small things like that really fucking bothered me. Like the aliens caught in the pantry, right? Water kills them. They can't get past wood. How the fuck did he get out of the pantry?
They're really good at finding a way out of places.
He was in the pantry. How did he get locked in the fucking pantry?
I have no idea.
Jumped out the window? Why did he jump out the window in the first place instead of getting locked in the pantry? Jump out the window.
Maybe he just tried harder. That doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, it's very rare for like a reverend to wear the collar because the collar is a Roman Catholic.
Exactly. So that's why. So like think of like a Baptist minister or a reverend like that's
certain can like bishops and things like that, but it's usually kept to the Roman Catholic.
Right. So that's kind of what threw me off. I was like, wait, what?
And then you see him is like part of Christian faith.
Right. And at the end of it, like you see him, he gets back into his car, and I went, wait, what the hell's going on here?
Oh.
You know, so it's like that threw me. You know, but it was again,
that's a really big oversight.
It was oversights like that really bothered me. Again, this alien goes out to M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. He traps him in the pantry. How did he get out of the pantry?
Maybe he was just waiting for the right time to leave.
I mean, so he jumps out of the pantry. So he gets his way out of the pantry, and then he finds his way back to Mel Gibson's house. Because what? Mel Gibson's only chopped off his fingers? Like he knew where he lived? He knew who he was?
He probably cut his hands.
How did he know who cut off his fingers? He was trapped in the pantry. He just stuck his hand underneath there.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe again, this is...
I remember the pantry. Was the pantry like one of those like slat door, or is it solid? I don't remember.
It was a wood door that was getting held up by the chairs.
But there was no opening. There's no like light coming through that door.
There is light coming through the door. Yeah, there's cracks in it. Not cracks, but like there's the you can see under it.
Under. No, I'm talking about the door itself.
The door itself.
The pantries had like those slats. Those like almost like shades.
Right. No. It was a solid door because this is how we know. Okay, apparently because the Shyamalan says to Mel Gibson, he was like, yeah, listen, apparently they don't like pantry doors. So now, after that whole thing happens, Mel Gibson goes back to the house. He was like, we got to put wood everywhere. They can't get past wood.
The original Green Lantern.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is how we're going to stop these stupid aliens? Apparently water kills when they can't get through wood. Wow.
Yeah, side note, the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, from the before they became like Green Lantern, their weakness was not yellow, it was wood. Like the ring.
It was
wood. That's right. The power ring was defenseless against wood.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wood.
That's hilarious.
Fucking wood.
And then they changed it, like I think it was 70s, whatever.
They're like, wait, why did we have that a thing again?
Yeah, they went to like the, new Lantern version.
Right, yeah. Oh, that's bonkers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, it's just the
there's a lot of leaps in logic.
Right, and that, for me, I felt like that was this whole movie. Like, I was completely lost by it.
Leaps in logic.
I'm like,
a lot of it,
what? What is happening here? And I mean, there were certain. I mean, I do have questions regarding other things in the movie, like the opening music sounded like it was a Danny Elfman song, like or a Danny Elfman score almost. It sounded like the beginning of like Edward Scissorhands or Beetlejuice or something like that.
A little bit like that.
I got
a little bit of Danny Elfman from that. Who was it by?
I don't know. I was trying to wait for the credits to be like, oh, an opening score by, but it wasn't there.
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, same here. I gotta know.
The foreshadow that they do about the water, like clearly there's something with the water.
James Newton Howard, I think.
There you go. Clearly there's something up with the water. Because the little girl's like, I don't like this water.
It's contaminated.
Right, and you're like, oh shit.
There's a hair in it. There's dust in it.
But here's the thing, right, about that, is they lead off with that, so you're like, oh, there's something up with the water. And then they go to give the dog the water, and the dog freaks out.
Yeah.
So it makes you think there's something in the water. There's something happening with the fucking water.
Yeah.
This little girl is onto something. They stab the dog, and I'm like, wow. There must be something really bad in that water that made the dog like try to attack
That would have been a really interesting way to go about it.
I mean, that's what they were telling. They were leading us to that.
Yeah.
Until she's freaking out about all this water. So there's cups of water everywhere, and one of who was it? Was it the sheriff maybe that was like, oh, well, you want this water? And then the brother was like, no, she's got this thing about water.
It was like, no, they were at like a book place.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
It was at the book place.
Yeah, and he's like, no, it's just this thing that she has.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, so you led me to believe that there was something wrong with the water.
But it's not.
There's not, like, that's just her thing.
Yeah.
Well, that really sucked.
Yeah.
It's like a bait and switch. That's what this whole fucking movie was. It was a bait and switch. It's like you tell me one thing, and I'm starting to buy into this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, nah, sucker.
Sucker!
Wow,
sucker! You really fell for it? Oh my god!
You fell for that shit.
No, I bet you feel so silly. Right? I bet you feel so silly that you were following the plot for a second.
I was trying to follow a plot. Fuck, I didn't care which plot. I just wanted to follow a plot. But aliens looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just when he's gonna zig, he zags.
Yeah.
When he zags, he zogs.
He zogs. Zigzag and zog. Yeah. But he did that. I did have one jump scare though. when he did stick his hand underneath the door, and I was like, oh shit!
Oh yeah,
that really got me because like you just see like the shadow moving back,
right,
and then he sticks his hand on that, and I was like, oh, and
he chops the fingers.
I was like, oh shit!
That was good.
That was a cool part.
Yeah.
I mean, there we go. You wanted what part that I like? I like that.
Wow, that was like 20 minutes to get there, but all right, that's great.
We got there.
I'm glad we got there.
Spectacular.
All right, so Mila, on to you then. What was your favorite part of the movie?
There's one part that actually, like, I don't know why, but when it's on, it really brings me back every time. It was the first time I really got scared by that movie. There was this one scene, and it's like, watching it now, it's like, so not scary because I'm like, oh wow, that's really bad. But it was just what's his name, the uncle's name again? Merrill. So Merrill's sitting in the TV closet alone and he's watching the Mexican kids having their birthday party. And, and it's moving past. Visual. Right. And then he's like, move children, vámonos. And so
yeah. Go on, go.
And then it, like, the camera looks right down this alleyway, and then the alien walks past, and he goes, "Oh my god!" Like, that was so scary. I was so scared of that scene when I was a kid, and then like watching it, I was like, "Whoa, yikes!"
So, funny part about that part is they're in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're Brazil, my bad.
I'm just reading that.
Yeah. So listen, I wonder if it's going to say what I caught. So I'm Portuguese. I speak Portuguese fluently. I'm like, oh.
They don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, they speak Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. And this motherfucker's like, vamos. I'm going, dude, that's Spanish. They're in Brazil.
The thing is, he's some guy from the Midwest.
From Ohio.
You think he's going to know? You think he even realizes Portuguese is a language?
But I thought that was the funniest part with him, like that one particular part. The whole idea
of them Spaniards.
Yeah, right.
He had a bunch of like good little moments like that.
But I think that's
them Portuguese.
Yeah, I hate that word.
You know the guy from the Midwest is in. There goes our Midwest listenership right down the toilet.
Yeah, that's fine. So the thing with his character, I don't even want to say development, just his character. It was like, all right, he's just the uncle. He lives above the garage. He's got he got the Fonzie attic up there.
Yeah.
Right.
And the way like he just turns into like this paranoid, like he's got the TV in the closet. He's freaking out. I'm like, from going from like the regular kind of whatever guy. To this within the span of 24 hours? I was like, holy shit. He took that dive like a lemon.
Oh yeah. He went downhill. He's like, hey, what's in that book again? They're gonna what?
So that's another
What is it, Larry? What pains you?
This whole movie pains me. They buy this book, and this kid is like the smartest fucking kid.
Hey, he's just good with it.
Apparently so. Because he's like, no, Dad, you need to again, I don't even know if he called him Dad or I don't think he did. But for me, he just, this child that's, I don't know, what was he, like 7, 8, 9, tops?
Yeah. Sure.
Seemed way intellectual. As far as like, he's reading this book and he's telling Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's like, well, we're just not going to watch TV. That's your answer. You walked in, your kids have tinfoil hats on. They're explaining all this stuff to you, and you're like, well, we're just not going to watch TV. And that's the end. That's how you get over that.
I feel like he's just, the thing is, his character, Graham, the Reverend, was just like mega like this, like in denial about the whole thing. He's like, there's got to be a way for this to not be real right now. So even if it was something really stupid, like, let's just not watch TV. Let's just go into the city,
Yeah.
It's like, everybody in the car knows. It's like, this isn't going to help. But he's so in denial that he's like, this has got to be something. But luckily, something I actually really liked about his character was the fact that a lot of the times in these movies, they'll deny it to the bitter end. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't necessarily like, this isn't real. He was just like, can we just pretend it's not happening for a little while? I actually really liked the fact that he wasn't like, it's not real. You guys are crazy. You're stupid. This is like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But like, he just wanted to pretend for a moment,
Just for that one moment.
Yeah. I appreciated that about his character.
Yeah.
Haven't we all want to do that at some point?
Yeah.
I mean,
we were like, I'm going to just turn around and I'm going to walk away.
I mean, it came down to like, he was like, all right, well, what do you want to have for dinner? And, the son says, I want this. The daughter says, well, I want that. He's like, sounds great. What do you want? And they all have like their own things, right? And he's like, if we're gone, man, fuck it, let's just do this. Like, and he has that, and that's where you see he basically just has that breakdown. Like that was that was a, I don't want to say it was a quote unquote good moment, but I felt like
I thought it was a good scene.
I thought that was a strong scene right there, because it's like, all right, he's realized, he's like, you know what, like I said, the faithful becomes the faithless, and now he's just paranoid. Now he's just like come to grips with, he's like, if this is what we're gonna do, then fuck it. I don't want to argue about what you want for dinner. If this is gonna be our last supper, we're gonna eat whatever the fuck we want. So to me, that was I like that scene. What about you? What was your favorite scene?
I don't have one.
You don't? There's not one scene.
I really
Come
don't
on,
have
reach
one.
down in your heart of hearts.
I'm desperately
or
reaching.
Or did we say it already?
I mean, kinda. You know what I mean? Like the funny part with the kids with the tinfoil hats, like that's about it. You know what I mean? I was like, I chuckled a little bit. Like, okay, I get it. It's kind of cliche, obviously. The aliens are coming, they're listening to us, put the tinfoil hats on.
Right.
It's a joke at this point. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a normal.
Right, that's what they played into.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're just playing into that. I just thought from the opening credits to the end credits, it's just weak. I just thought it was a weak movie. I thought the multiple plots hurt it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would have been a lot more concise if it was just the father losing faith and then regaining his faith and left the aliens the hell out of it. Because the moment you bring aliens into it, it's a very different movie.
All right, so wait,
it's not a faith movie anymore. It's Close Encounters. It's Independence Day. It's like a.
So I'm wondering
that the world says.
Right. So I'm wondering, like, if you have a movie like this,
bring that sci-fi shit into it. It's
is that jumping the shark?
I mean, the whole movie it's signs, right? You see that the crop circles and all that kind of stuff. Like, I get it; those things exist.
But then it's also not just signs as in aliens; it's signs as in like serendipity.
Yeah, the crossing between them was just really tough for me. You know, I wanted, if you're gonna make an alien movie, make a cool alien movie, and I don't mind the twist. The water thing was stupid, but make a twist. You know what I mean? I'm fine with that, but just having the two mixed together. Was rough. You know what I mean? That was rough for me.
Yeah.
And it had Joaquin Phoenix in it, so.
You really don't like him.
I fucking hate him. Him and Tom Cruise. I could, if I never had to watch
you don't
movie
like him.
with either one of them, and I'll be fine.
What? So I got
and it's not even their movies. Like, if I don't have to see them in public, like, in public persona, like in like interviews and shit like that, I'd be fine. I'll be fine. Have you ever seen like Joaquin Phoenix like doing interviews and stuff like that?
No.
He's the most uncomfortable motherfucker you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
he's awkward.
He's
just like, but like part of it is a fucking act, which is what bothers me the most. When he came out, I think it was Letterman, and he had like the big beard on.
That's what's popping in my head. He was like doing
he
was supposed to be doing like a side role, and
it was an act. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like really get over it. He's one of those guys like Jared Leto or what
they're called method actors.
Yeah, fucking leave it. You know what? Clock out at 6 and go the fuck home as yourself. Knock it off. Like, you can get how many? Jack Nicholson, one of the greatest actors ever, was not that guy. He didn't have to do method acting. He was just fucking unbelievable at his job, at his craft. Yeah. Right? Robert De Niro. I mean, think of all these guys. Joe Pesci, unbelievable at their jobs, but they don't take this shit home. They go home as themselves. They don't have to do all that shit, but they clock in, and they're that fucking character. They win Oscars and bullshit, you know what I mean? Because they can they're really good at it. You know what I mean? So like that kind of crap, like even Jim Carrey, who I loved, like when he did the Man on the Moon, that whole bullshit. Like, good Lord, man, clock out, okay, and just do an interview and be yourself and be real and knock it off. It's not necessary. It's really not necessary. So there are actors like that, like Christian Bale, does the same shit.
I think
way too fucking into the role.
But I think that there are certain movies that lend towards that, the whole method acting, and I feel that if you're doing research for a particular role and it has strong characteristics, you almost have to kind of feel like Brad Pitt, when Brad Pitt did 12 Monkeys. Did you ever see the movie, Mila?
No, I watched the show.
It's okay. I never saw the show. I wanted to. So prior to the show, there was a movie, and Brad Pitt's in it, and there's a certain part of it that Brad Pitt is in the puzzle factory, and he's supposed to be one of the people there, like one of the patients. In order for him to kind of carry on those characteristics, he actually went to like a psych ward, and he went to a puzzle factory, and he watched the people.
That's research.
Right, but he kind of got into it. Now, did he go home and act like that? No.
Right, that's my point.
Right, and that's
on interviews on Letterman and Conan and stuff like that, acting like that.
Right.
No.
Right.
No, you don't have to. You go and you do your research. Yeah, that's part of the job. You have to do that kind of research. When you're doing a character, meaning a real life person, right? You're imitating, or you're going to be Elvis. You're going to be you got to kind of live a little bit. I get that, but when you go home and you're with your wife or whoever, please don't talk like Elvis. You want an interview? Don't talk like Elvis. You know what I mean? Just be your fucking self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that kind of shit bothers me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Joaquin Phoenix is one of those guys who does that. And it drives me fucking crazy. And even when he's just being himself, he's just uncomfortable and awkward. Like he's like, why'd you go on the interview? You don't even feel like you want to talk. Like you're just reserved and like you barely say anything. Like a one-word answer guy. Like, oh my god, it's so annoying at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you're.
I think that he has to do. I mean, clearly he doesn't want to do interviews, but he's contractually obligated to do interviews.
Especially since he's like sometimes he gets himself in a large movie, and they're like, we got to interview. You got to do the interview. And the thing is, even if he doesn't want to, he's got to.
But it's not a mystery. It's not a fucking surprise. You know this is the gig. So if you don't want to do it, then don't do it.
So do you want him to act, or do you want him to act natural?
I want him to just be
You're like,
normal.
what are you asking from him?
Ask him to
you're like, stop acting, don't be this way, and then all of a sudden you're like, but then you turn around and you go,
like a lunatic
but you're supposed to act normal, or like don't do that. I'm like, what?
Just actually, I feel like
be normal. How about not act normal? Just be normal.
Yeah, just be normal.
But maybe
but his normal is awkward.
Maybe that is.
So that's just it. He's just an awkward guy. It's either method act or be awkward. He can't just magically become not awkward.
Why I don't even like him as an actor. I think he's really good. I mean, he's really, really good.
We should just send him to an island.
Yeah,
are you saying? We should just have him pretend to not exist.
Bum chums and have fun.
He should go work at a gas station.
Oh wow, that's hurtful. My father owned a
no
gas
offense
station.
No offense to the people who work own gas stations.
My father owned a gas station.
I
pumped gas every summer. Son of a bitch. I'm feeling attacked right now.
How's that bus?
I'm feeling attacked right now. So the point is, like, go in the interview and actually do your job. Just talk. Be interested in the fact that you are in this movie, and just answer the fucking questions, and just and pretend like you actually care, like you're there.
Yeah, that can be hard for people.
I don't know if you know what awkward means. If you're an awkward person, there's not really fixing awkward.
My problem was he's a one-trick pony actor. He plays that awkward.
No, I don't know, man. You got to watch Walk the Line.
Yeah, he was still awkward in that.
No.
Yeah, he was still weird and awkward.
Good movie.
It is a great movie. It is a great movie. I can't stand him, but it's a great movie.
No, he played Johnny Cash really well.
Yeah. Still kind of an awkward dude.
I don't know. I mean, that's your hill with him, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
look at him in Gladiator. He was an awkward, like, he basically became like the new Caesar, became the new king.
Really? I don't know. He was kind of like.
He was a putz and an arrogant little prick, but he was awkward at it. Like, he was just kind of like, he was uncomfortable in his own skin.
I think you're just uncomfortable watching him.
I think you just don't like him.
No, I don't like him.
Because as someone who just kind of casually sees him in movies, it's not really like.
No, I've seen pretty much most of his movies. Not all. I'm not gonna say I've seen all of his movies. I've seen most of his movies.
So you don't like him, so you don't not like him not enough to watch any. Wait.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So you don't like him when you watch all his movies?
Wait a minute. I like watching movies, and he picks really interesting movies to do. Like, he doesn't do a shit ton of movies, but the ones he picks,
I think he does a decent job.
He does it, yeah, but it's the same job, is my point. Like, you watch him over and over again, it's very similar characters.
Not
over and over
really.
And over again.
So
he was awkward in this movie, wasn't he? Was he kind of awkward in this movie?
I mean,
I honestly didn't think he did that because the movie wasn't centralized around him.
No,
it was like, I don't know.
He was kind of that reserved, kind of behind the scene kind of guy. Like, he wasn't like, you know what I mean, out there like, all right, I'm going to go get the aliens. He was kind of like reserved and held back and kind of awkward.
Well, yeah. I mean.
Right.
Well, the thing is.
Same character he plays in every movie.
So, but listen. Okay, I don't like Will Ferrell.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't watch Will Ferrell movies.
You
know why? Because I don't like Will Ferrell. You don't like Joaquin Phoenix, but yet you'll watch all his movies.
Yeah, because he picks really interesting movies.
Huh?
Will Ferrell doesn't necessarily pick really interesting. Like, The Joker was a very interesting movie. Like, it was interesting, and obviously it's
Batman related, right?
Batman related,
right? Of course,
Batman
it's
adjacent.
law that you
know
watch
what I mean?
it.
So, like, I'm gonna watch it. I will never watch it again. I watched it once. I won't watch it again, and I have no interest in seeing the second one, especially knowing that it's a fucking musical.
Oh, I think it's really musical. I think it's really
fun. I love musicals now,
right.
but to put The Joker,
I know that's weird,
in a fucking musical with still no Batman is weird. It's like,
but okay, so wait.
Waiting.
Will Ferrell. Again, we're going to go back to that. I don't like him, so I don't watch his movies.
Yeah.
Okay, you said, but he doesn't do interesting things. If I tell one more person that I didn't watch Elf and they fucking don't go, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't watch Elf.
Wait, you didn't watch Elf? No.
Exactly. And I'm like, no, because why would I? Oh my God, you didn't see Old School? No. You know why? Because I don't like fucking Will Ferrell. A lot of people love those movies because those are always the movies that people refer to, right?
But
Elf,
I think
Old School, Talladega Nights.
Different types of movies than Joaquin Phoenix does. Like, I don't know that you can compare an Old School with something like the Johnny Cash movie.
Yeah, the thing is,
that's a very different type of movie. And
I get what you're saying.
I do.
Compelling movie.
He gets you with the hook, and you're like, "Fuck, I don't like you, but I really want to watch this story."
But the thing is, a Will Ferrell movie is a Will Ferrell movie. You know, you go, "Oh, this is going to be Will Ferrell the whole time." You know,
it's The Rock.
Right, but with Joaquin Phoenix, it's more like, "Here's a movie." And Joaquin Phoenix is in it.
Yeah. So that's what makes you go watch the movie.
Yeah.
I think the only one I could say that is like a couple.
Like I said, I think he's a great actor. I don't think he has a ton of range. He doesn't have a massive range.
Okay, I can see that.
So I don't have a problem watching his movies.
Not a lot of
outside the movie. I think he's an awkward fuck. So I can't stand watching him on interviews. I can't stand all that kind of stuff.
All I can say is just stop watching his interviews.
Yeah, I try not to.
So now, all right. So we're dissecting the hatred towards him.
Right. We're breaking it down to its bare essentials.
It's a different hatred than, let's say, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's a different type of hatred than Tom Cruise.
We can't talk about Tom Cruise, though, because then I feel like Scientology people will come and start hating us. And
that's okay.
Oh, no.
What are they going to do?
No, listen, because next thing you know, they'll start sending emails and start trashing entertainment rants. And next thing you know,
they'll through my trash.
There's like this one comment that's particularly like, hey, I don't know, man, if that was very fair of you to say.
Scientology sucks.
Scientology is fucking wackadoos.
Bunch of lunatics.
But speaking of Scientology and science, this fucking movie Signs. Question: does he know that there's a design when he first goes to see the crop circle, like the flattened? Like he comes out to it, right? And he's like, "Oh my God." Does he realize that that's like a whole thing, or is it just like he just realized that it's just that one circle?
I think if you, I think he might have walked around a little bit. You know, he might have walked around and gone, "Hey, this is
unless you can
peculiar."
See it
from the aerial, like you can't tell, right? So that's what I was wondering. I was like,
it's really hard to see because they're so large,
right? And what blew my mind is, and I always find this absolutely fascinating whenever I see movies that involves like cornfields. Yeah. I would get lost in 2 seconds. These motherfuckers are running, and they like know which way to go. I'm like,
well, that's
you're in the
their
middle
cornfield.
I know,
that's
but
their cornfield. That's their cornfield.
Karen there.
Yeah, but they're like,
who are you like from Cheers? Remember what's his? Oh Jesus Christ! When you try to think of something, you can't think of it.
Perhaps
you got it. I believe in
you. Try to think.
The mailman, Cliff. That's how he used to talk. You know, some Karen. That's how he used to talk.
Some cornfield. Yeah,
he actually fucking said that one time because he offered like somebody canned corn, like canned corn. That's what he said. You want some canned corn?
Yeah, canned corn. What the
canned corn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not my cornfield, so maybe I'm not.
That was a great episode. You go with the girl. Every time she gets near, he gets like blind. He literally goes blind. Every time she comes near around him, because he's so nervous around women, he goes blind. He literally like has this like bout of blindness.
That was a good show. Did you watch Cheers?
No.
I rewatched it.
That was a good show. It's a good show to get into.
It's fun. If you have like Amazon Prime, it's on there.
Oh, okay.
It's good old 80s comedy. I mean, it's not... There's not a lot of thought put behind it. I mean, like, you don't have to think about everything.
But there is and there isn't. And just like... But it was on forever.
I was a Seinfeld person. I watched the Christ out of Seinfeld.
I watched it, but
I could rewatch it, I think.
Those shitty endings. That show sucked.
It's so funny. I think it's kind of fitting that it ended that way. They like, the whole episode's like, man, these guys are some real assholes. And everyone going, oh, definitely, no, these guys are definitely assholes. And then they're all just sitting in jail going like,
dissecting
we're kind of assholes.
Yeah, and then they're in jail, and then that's how it zooms out.
I'm like, all right, works for me.
In bumfuck Massachusetts, like they're just...
Yeah.
That's fair, I think.
What else?
Yeah.
What else?
Could have ended worse.
Yeah, could have.
I think the whole town going, they're assholes, and then ending it.
If you ever get a chance, watch Cheers.
I'll have to.
It's a really fun show.
Why did his house get targeted?
Well, because he had the signs. He had the things in the cornfield.
Yeah, but what made him put the signs there?
Well, because he had a cornfield. He was there. It's convenient. What? Convenient placing. Well, the thing is, he was the random person random cornfield they picked.
That was just a random. All right.
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't random. Maybe it was a sign.
Maybe it was a sign.
You know? Maybe it wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah. Throw up on this mixer. A yak on this mixer.
It's tough. This was a tough watch, man. They got the what about the voices and the baby monitor? So yeah, it's the Predator.
I thought that was cool.
Oh, the clicking. The clicking.
I thought the clicking was super cool.
It's Predator.
Eerie.
It's Predator.
Guess what?
It's the Predator. They're all aliens.
This movie obviously
clicking for aliens is a thing that's in a lot of different things. I think Predator definitely started it, but clicking is just such an eerie sound.
Yeah.
It works so well.
It does. Like even on Star Trek, it's like when you come across aliens that don't, the translator can't decide what they're saying.
Yeah, and all you hear is the clicking, and you go, "Oh my god, you know that's so eerie."
See the little insignia, the pins they wear on their jackets, which is their communicators. It also has a translator built into it, so that's why they always can understand other aliens. English. It's translating it for them.
Yeah.
But then they come across some aliens that it can't understand. Their language is so complex, it can't understand what language they're speaking, and so it can't decipher what it's saying.
Oh, so I always fucking wondered that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the communicator pins have translators built into them.
I was today years old.
That's like how Doctor Who writes it off as, the TARDIS just kind of psychically puts it in English, and you go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, I appreciate it.
And then you go, all right, that's solved. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. Doesn't need a lot of explanation. It's on. It's some pseudoscience, and we're good. We move on.
I didn't.
Otherwise, how the fuck does everybody know English?
Wishy-washy psychic or communicators futuristic science. You know, you're good.
The way...
Yes.
Deep sigh. Well, at least we kept Larry in his seat the entire episode.
Yeah, well, because there's not too much about... I mean, from beginning to end, I was just like, oh, this movie. Yeah. He's got the baby monitor.
Yes.
I think.
And there goes Larry.
I think I know where you're going to go with this. This is actually something I was bugged with when I was watching it again yesterday. I know exactly what you're bringing up. I'm like, there's no way baby monitors.
There's no way baby monitors work like that.
I'm like, they don't work like that. That's not baby monitors don't work like that at all.
What do you mean?
They're not that strong to pick up fucking random signals from fucking up in space.
They can't even work that far away from each other.
Right. It depends. It honestly depends. Some baby monitors, if the signal that's coming from the space is strong enough, our satellites hit them. Like our satellites can affect and do that. Remember, people can pick up the baby monitor signal from their house away. Like the house next door or the house away from that. People
I've heard coming from space.
No, I get that, but the signal from space is obviously very, very strong.
And I thought of that.
That's why people have to get protected on their Wi-Fi, because you can see somebody's kid in somebody else's house.
Well, this is 2002 baby monitors. Are we talking about the same baby monitors?
Those were worse. Those were worse because people didn't know about it then. So the technology of the firewalls behind them weren't as strong as they are now, because they were just sort of newer. So people weren't, they didn't really secure them as much as the ones now are way more protected against that. But back in 2002, they weren't, because nobody figured we was going to do that.
Okay, but the reason why he grabs the baby monitor, right, is because he's so intrigued with the cops.
Should he have a shortwave radio? Probably would have worked better in your brain.
Stand by.
Standing by.
The little kid is intrigued, not in this movie, is intrigued with the cops' radio, right?
Yeah.
And she even says, well, you got your old baby monitor, kind of works the same way. So she's explaining how the frequency, it works the same way.
Frequencies are frequencies.
And she goes, yeah, it's only going to work one way, though. What?
Don Amici.
Why? Yeah, why?
To derail him.
Why is this the part that he fucking picks up, not the other part?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean by that?
He picks up the one who receives, but there's nothing. There's nothing on the other side of that, so I don't understand why he would grab that. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I mean, baby monitors are essentially a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
You can go both ways on a baby monitor, but one will just hear, but it can actually send signal back. You hit a button like a walkie-talkie, like the ones we have in our house. I can talk through it, and my son can hear me in his room. It's a video monitor.
This wasn't one of those.
No, I know that, but usually even the old ones, there's like a button. So you can tell your kid, all right, you're fine, and mommy,
okay, so if he's going to hit the other end, there's nobody on the other fucking end.
Yeah.
That's my my point. I'm saying he's got the one. If he had like both of them operational, I'd be like, all right, I can. Okay, now
where was the signal going to? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like he's talking back into it. Where was that signal? He
wasn't talking back to anybody. That's my thing. It's like, why would you?
Oh, he's confused about where the other one is.
It doesn't have to be another one. It has to be somebody on the same frequency.
Yeah.
The monitor's working on a certain frequency, and like our walkie-talkies,
right?
You can change. There's like 9 different frequencies on them, right? So that we can all be on the same one. So somebody's picking up on the same frequency. That's all. And I agree, if it's sending out from that baby monitor, they would have to be relatively close, because the signal's probably not that strong, but it's picking up on it.
I'm fucking not buying the baby monitor.
I'm telling you.
You're kind of winning me over. I don't know enough about radios or baby monitors to...
Think about, what do you call it?
I understand how they work, but I don't think that baby monitor is picking up anything close. There's no... It's not a strong enough power source. It's not going to be picking up...
But how long does frequency go?
That could be as strong as it wants to be, right?
Yeah.
Your TV.
I only took physics 1.
Let's go.
I didn't take physics 2. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's talk about the old TVs, right?
Yeah.
They had the 3 different fucking Ps, 1080p, 720, 480, right?
Yeah.
If your TV is only a 480, can it receive fucking 720 at 1080?
No.
No, why?
That's what's not part of the program.
Okay, so if this fucking baby monitor...
You're talking about the video?
Right, but this is the same idea, though. If this is only good, if this is only geared for a certain amount, if you exceed that, you're not going to get all that. It can only...
But frequency is frequency. Frequency is frequency. Basically what you need to figure out is how long does it take that frequency to get somewhere, and when does it become powered down, where the wavelength becomes so weak that nothing can pick it up.
Yeah.
Right? We can send radio waves, and we hear radio waves across like the fucking galaxy. You know what I mean? You can hear it. Just takes fucking forever to get there.
Yeah.
Just like light. Yeah, we're looking at the light, and the star could be dead because that light took fucking billions of years to get here. It's the same shit. But if they're just like out of atmosphere,
like
then they can still hear it like our satellites do.
Yeah, but this is an Oshkosh Bagosh fucking baby monitor.
I
don't know, man. You're winning me over.
I understand that, but I just don't think that this is strong enough.
The weakness part of a little my first Sony baby monitor.
Yeah, I still don't think that it can receive.
If you tried to send out using that, that's a different beast.
It's still sending out the signal. A signal's a signal. And if the other thing is strong enough to pick it up, it's sensitive enough to pick it up, which I'd imagine an alien ship is sensitive enough to pick it up, they're going to pick up the frequency.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
They're going to pick up that frequency.
That's fine, I'm not buying it.
As weak as it might be, they can still pick it up. The actual baby monitor might not be strong enough to pick up frequencies that far away. That's where I would have trouble with it.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Sensitivity within its tuners might not be sensitive enough to pick it up, but it's enough to pick up clicking. Right, but it'll still sound like shitty. Like if you and I had to have a conversation from you or out of space, it would probably sound like old school. You know, when the guys are talking from the moon.
Yeah,
from the moon, right? They're picking stuff up, and it's
okay. So wait, but that's like that's like big space stuff. Like, so you just said it. I don't think it's strong enough to receive it.
Right.
You just said
it. Think about 2002, a monitor, the technology that's built into those monitors. Remember back when the space shuttle went up, a computer was a building. The whole building had to be computers. Now it's all that technology.
It's inside of our phones.
It's more powerful than that fucking computer they used to launch the space shuttle.
Right, but again, so in 2002, again with these baby monitors, and these baby monitors, they're not built to do that. They're built to pick up the fucking the speaker that's 2 rooms over. They're not built. No,
it's wider than that. It's wider frequency than that.
All right, next door.
Which again is why people from like down the street picks up your fucking baby monitor and they can see your kid. Or at least here when they were just audio ones.
We need a baby monitor expert. If only Bruno was here, he would know.
He would. He's had 2 kids.
He would know how this works. He's a science guy. He definitely knows about waves.
I know. I'm just not buying that.
And his having 2 kids, I'm sure he does know.
I understand the whole frequencies, and I get all of that, and I understand it. I just don't think that particular baby monitor that was built in 2002. Actually, the movie was in 2002. Yes. The youngest kid was what? 5? So now we're talking about mid-90s. I don't think that thing's fucking strong enough to pick up.
This is Larry's hill.
No, I've got many hills.
This is the biggest hill you're dying on today on this episode.
Well, it's the easiest one to fight. Not the easiest one, but it's the most possible to fight.
Yeah, because it's one of those.
You know,
it's like
this doesn't seem
real
possible,
science,
but it
could just be pseudoscience that they're using to further the plot along.
Yeah, we could just say that.
They're stretching the capability of these baby monitors to make the plot move forward.
It would have been better, like you said, if if they found it on a radio.
Yeah,
because they got those huge satellites, and like you're gonna get more spread. You're gonna be able to receive. They have satellites like the radio.
A police scanner or so. You know what I mean?
That would make sense because they have repeaters and stuff like that. That's how one cop can talk to another cop because the repeaters and all that.
I'm trying so hard to research over here.
No, you're not.
Yeah, that's why I'm not speaking.
Can a baby monitor signal be heard from space?
Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of things. Yeah,
can a baby monitor signal be heard from space?
A baby monitor that was built in the mid-90s is not picking up a fucking clicky. It's hard for me to believe that.
If the signal coming down is strong enough, they will. Your harder part will be the baby monitor itself being strong enough to send the signal out.
Right.
Being powerful enough to have the amplifier to send that signal out. However, it's sensitive enough to pick up a strong signal. So the alien ship signal is probably really, really strong because it's coming from an alien ship. So yeah, it'll pick up that. Why the fact that nobody else is picking it up?
That's another thing.
Where are we clicking?
One of the most recent baby monitors. It's not a 90s baby monitor, but it picked up video feed from a space shuttle.
Yes.
And I'm video
maybe
feed.
Not late 90s.
Yeah, no, this is not a 90s one. But if this is
but that doesn't support defeat my thing. You're like, hey, and this baby monitor that was made last week. In 2023, not in 1994.
I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Anyway,
that is wild.
Right? I'm like, I don't know if that'll help your argument or harm it, but it's still wild.
It harms it a little bit, but not that much.
It doesn't harm it.
It does because it's proven that a baby monitor can do that.
In 2023, not a 2023,
not a 20-year-old one necessarily. But maybe they didn't test it on a 20-year-old one. They just tested it on a new one.
All right. I understand how frequencies work, and I just don't buy that this particular baby monitor is doing it. That's it.
I think it'd be sensitive enough to pick up a really strong signal from outer space if it's directed at the right frequency, but I don't know that it'd be strong enough to send one out.
I don't.
That's just me. That's my limited knowledge. If I haven't worked in speakers and sound and things like that.
I ain't buying it.
Okay, well there it is.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything. It's all on the.
Yeah, you know what?
Rants and no, just kidding.
I know. Right. If anybody knows more about baby monitors and
please let us know.
Keep us updated.
Before
Keep
Bruno
us in the
gives us
know-how.
the dissertation and makes us read the binder.
He's already writing the paper.
That's what he's doing at home right now. He's writing the paper.
He can sense it because he's actually picking up these radio waves.
No, you're right. Not for nothing. He's going to listen to this, Bruno. When you hear this, he's like, I got this. He's going to hit pause on this, and he's going to go research.
All out.
And then you're going to get the text.
No, we'll all get the text. He'll send us the PDF.
Oh, yeah. He'll send us
the PDF file we all have to read.
But at that point, Mila will forget that we did this, and she'll be like, what are you talking about?
What?
We did a pod?
What's a baby monitor?
A reminder that we have podcasting to do.
Right? I'm like, guys, what are you talking about?
I got the shit on my calendar.
When did this happen? Huh? What? Wait, we're on a podcast together? That can't be. That's not true. That's impossible.
Sometimes we're together, sometimes we're not.
Why would I ever podcast with you?
How many times I have to hear that?
That's a good one. Why would I do it with you?
It's a little hurtful.
Are you serious?
That really happened?
We've done how many episodes?
I know, right? Like me, like seriously.
So we're 100 now.
Yeah, well over 100 now, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to talk about with signs there, Mila, since this was your Flashback February movie? Give us a...
Nah. No.
All right, give us a rating. How many cups of water?
How many cups of water?
Out of what?
No, just kidding.
No, wait. Hold on. Wait.
Larry.
Yeah, before you get into that...
I will hit you with Larry if you ask me how many.
All right, so wait. But real quick, though, because this came to me after I forgot to put in my notes. I understand the little kids thing with the water.
Yeah.
But how do you go weeks on weeks and not picking up these fucking glasses?
Well, it kind of...
Because they were everywhere.
The closest thing... I was kind of like, why aren't you picking these up? The closest thing I could see was he tried to pick up 3 at a time, but then he looked over at a dresser that had like 4 on it already, and he just put the 3 back down. So I think the thing is, he's constantly picking them up, and they're just constantly multiplying.
All right, but...
I think that's the best I can do. Is I think he's just... There's like so many water bottles. They just gave up. I don't care.
I would just follow her around. The moment she puts it down, like, all right, there we go. Put that down.
It dumped one on her head. Just stop it.
It looks like if he picks up one, then two more go back in its place.
It's like Gremlins.
It's like he's like, all right, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
All right, I'm with you, because that was one of the things that I was like, what the fuck is going on? There's water everywhere. Just pick the fucking glasses up.
I think that's
so
what
I can see, like, he goes to pick up, he's like, oh, what the hell? Puts him down, he goes outside.
It's like, I swear to God, I just emptied that dresser this morning. That's the look he gave that dresser. He's like, I can't do this anymore.
All right.
He just put it back down.
Mila, how many glasses of water?
Ooh. This is a tough one, because I'm like trying to fight, like my just, my head versus my heart. I'll just do
She has a heart.
I'll do an unnecessary 4.
Unnecessary.
A completely unnecessary 4.
I like that. I like that you qualified it. That was good.
Yep.
Thank you for qualifying it. We all appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Larry?
A stupidly high number. And I know it's a stupidly high number.
The curve.
Yeah, bring it back down, Larry. Let me bring it back down.
You get anything more than 1.5? I'm flipping the fucking table.
1.5?
Yeah.
No. God, no.
Not even.
Is that too high?
That's too high.
I don't blame you.
I'm between 1/2 and a 1.
Really? I'd give it a 1.5.
I'm not.
I'd give it 1.5 for the effort.
All right, so we brought it back.
I'll give you. For effort, I'll give you 1 for the effort. 1 for the effort. 1 glass of water.
All right.
And not even a full glass of water, because she doesn't drink it all. So, but no, I'll give it 1.
All right. We got a 1.5,
yep.
a 1,
and
a 4.
that is perfectly fair. I don't blame you one bit, but I can't morally bring it down lower.
I hear you.
I can't do it.
All right, gang. Well, that is Signs. We appreciate everybody for listening. Feel free to let us know what you thought of the movie and, of course, the episode. And we will, check back in with you again next week. We are going to be talking about Breakfast Club next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're going to circumvent Bruno since he couldn't be here. We're going to talk about his movie, which is sad. Maybe we'll try to get him on the phone.
I was about to say, do you think we could call him up?
I think so.
And get his opinions?
I know I can do it.
Because it'd be a shame not to get his input on his movie.
Yeah, technically.
Does he have a baby monitor?
We could get him on the baby monitor.
Yeah, let's just put the baby monitor on there.
Smart ass. We can. There's always one of the crowd.
It's usually me.
So, all right, gang. We are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Check us out online. Send us an email at engage@entertainmentrants.com. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Write us a review on Apple Podcast and subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, or our YouTube, or all 3. We'd love to hear from you. Our YouTube channel is blowing up. It's pretty good. I'm excited about what we got going on there. We'll post all the episodes and hopefully start getting into some short stuff there. All right. Thank you, Mila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. What are we gonna do?
Rant?
Let's rant. Let's rant. I think.
We should talk.
We should
perhaps we
have some
should
convo.
rant. I think.
Not about fucking Signs.
Nope.